Hello everyone, welcome to another Making Money Level video. And last week I spoke about the hidden power of the spoken word. And this week I would like to speak about the power of the written word. And again, this is something that I think a lot about because there's this, reading between the lines, saying, and also the skill to be able to do that. And I think I'm convinced that this is becoming more and more important. And I'm just, I'm in Germany say zerbrechen meinen Kopf. I'm like breaking my head how this could be something to teach people, because I think it's an invaluable skill on every level, on all kinds of levels. Why? I recently had an encounter with a person. I got sent a message here on LinkedIn, and I read through the message and I thought like, this sounds strange. Something was off there. I almost thought like, is this a fake person? Is this an AI identity that was created, a persona, a profile? And the text was generated with this as well, because it was super businessy and all these kinds of fancy pants, what I call them, business buzzwords, and to really make a certain type of impression. Well, I can reply because I might be wrong. And then I replied, and we had and I just simply went on the content saying like, and the person was offering me some kind of help with my business. And I was just honest, saying like, this is not appealing to me because of the way you write on all this business jargon. I don't use that in my job and in my company. It's very personal and it's very like connected to me, who I am as a person, even though I do scientific illustrations. But all of these words, I don't use them, and I don't feel that this would be, a match. And because like emotions and how things are perceived are very, very important for me. And then the person replied in a completely different tone, saying that all of this is super important. This is actually, he would like to send me this type of document if I would be okay with it. And I checked the profile, and that person was even saying they are teaching emotional interactions and how to read things. And I did not get this from my first message. And I said like, well, I actually looked at what you're doing in more detail, and this is what I, really appreciate. I love that, but that didn't come through in your first message. So you would just send me this document just like this? Yeah, just like that. So I got the document, went through it, and everything that was written there was perfectly in alignment with me and how I feel, how I think about business and interactions and emotions and feelings and social interactions and all of these things, soft skills. There were visuals as well that I saw were AI generated, but I just said like, I like the document, it's great, la la. And the person suggested me to have just a random chat. I agreed to it. Then some time passed and asked me again, like, what about the chat? I said, we can do it. Send me a link and for some kind of official meeting, and almost like a service consultant. And I said, well, I do not want that. I explained to you that this is, I'm not interested in this type of service right now. And then he got super offended and would start blaming me for things, and the interaction got really unpleasant. and I just, cut it off, and it was fine and whatever. And why I share this with you is because it is super important. I have also been receiving more and more scams, be it via email, messages, DMs, on my official email, here on LinkedIn, calls, whatever. Scams are, I feel, at an all-time high. I don't know. Let me know what you think about it. But because of this, and because of everything that new technologies, new AI technologies give as an opportunity to basically add some prompts, and you get a perfectly delivered pitch for whatever service you want to provide, you can just copy paste it, send it around. And then the thing is that I have no idea if the initial message was AI generated or not, but there was a complete misalignment between what the person wrote and the messages on their profile and between how they were to me as a person. Complete, utter difference, 180 degrees. It doesn't mean that they are fake or anything, but it is super important to be in alignment in what you say, what you offer, how you write, how you speak, and who you are as a person. If you are a certain type of person and you let AI do everything for you because it sounds fancy and these are buzzwords and this is really trending right now, and then you approach people like this, but you are actually not the person, you don't actually have the skills. The second people interact with you, they will notice there's something off. So you're shooting yourself in your own knee by doing that. So, and because all of this is so available and people could come up with all kinds of courses, with all kinds of books that they write themselves, but they're actually not written by the person, by the people's energy, through the people's experiences, emotions, skills. Might actually not be what they are said, what they say they are, what they are creating, what they are publishing, what any of it. It could be like complete and utter bullpoop. And this is why it is so important to be so aware and read between the lines and perceive the energy of the written words, because it comes through. Either nothing comes through or something off comes through. It is by the using certain types of words, certain types of structures in the sentence, but it's also because maybe the person has written it themselves, but then why do they claim they are actually, trying to help people with emotions in business, but then they write like complete the opposite, and then they start getting insulted when I say I don't want to have your offers, and start to insult me and become defensive. This is not okay behavior, not in business setting, neither in person to person, nor in private. Nothing is okay in that type of behavior. So it is very easy to disseminate if the person is actually knowledgeable and truthful to themselves and what they offer versus to what they write. And writing often is the first instance. And there it is really, it's a good skill to have, to be able to read between the lines, to be able to read and perceive the energy that comes through. It's not the first time that I had such an interaction. It would be in email interactions with like collaborators of clients would give input that was completely off, for example, and that's something super valuable, because as human beings we can feel these things, we can perceive them, but I know as well that not all of us can do it. It needs to be a certain type of sensitivity that we have. I guess it can be taught, trained, learned. I have no idea yet how, but I think one of the crucial and essential steps is to be, first of all, to be sensitive towards ourselves, how we are, who we are, what we say, why we say it, how we say it, and be aware of it, not fake anything, not lie, not deceive other people, because then like any type of lie further down the line will be uncovered sooner or later, whatever it is, whether in business or in private. Even if we suppress things, hide things, they will sooner or later have an effect on whatever interaction we have. And all of this comes through in written word. So that's what I wanted to share with you, to be very mindful and careful about when people actually approach, and to always question these days, well, is it actually the person? Do I want that or not? And get in touch with the person to really see and perceive who they are, how they are, why, does it fit, does it not fit? Because they could have written all of this, not themselves. And then usually nothing comes through from the person, but something else. When you meet the person, you will feel a misalignment. And never doubt these types of signals if you get them, even if they are super subtle. Keep them in mind and see, when you go through the world, how you perceive things and how they end up being. And maybe you have actually gotten clues before that you ignored. So yeah, that's my thoughts on this topic today. I think it was a little bit all over, but I hope it was still valuable. I wish you a nice Monday and a great week ahead, and talk to you next week. Bye.